Human trafficking is the second leading crime in the world, but we think of it happening in other countries. But it's the second leading crime in the United States. The average age of entry into prostitution in our country is 13 years of age.
Many times the pimp or sometimes his recruiters will just be watching like bus stops. They know there's lots of girls that are getting off there running away from home. But then comes payday and the tables are turned and the pimp will then turn to the girl and say, yeah, things are going to change today, you owe me. So they'll either he'll bring 3 or 4 of his buddies in and say, now you're going to service them, and when you're done, then you're going to go out on the street, or he'll take you right down the street and say, I want $1,000, don't come home, do you have it, or else? Many times he'll turn into a guerrilla pimp and become violent, become threatening, even as far as beating her to let her know I'm very serious.
When she's starting to prostitute for somebody, she doesn't keep any of the money. My name is Teresa Flores and I'm a survivor of human trafficking.
I'm Jeanette Bradley, and this is the area that I frequented a lot when I was out here on the streets, working the streets. Yeah, I saw this guy and he was kind of throwing around a lot of money, and he was nice looking, so he bought me a drink, and next thing, one thing led to another, and pretty soon we were together. And I found out pretty quick he was a major drug dealer.
I was 15 and started a new school, and a guy just started paying a lot of attention to me, which I was starved for, saying all the right things, smiling. He was different, and he had just offered me a ride home from school one day, really simple, and I jumped at the chance.
You know, he would get the drugs fronted to him and then not pay them, and so they didn't trust him a lot, so if he didn't have the money, he threw me in on the deal.
He didn't take me home. He took me to his house and drugged me and raped me. And then several days later came to me and said he had pictures of it. And his older cousins had a plan for me to earn them back, or they would share them with my dad and his boss. They would make sure he got fired.
I ended up living in a crack house because I was homeless. I was such an addict, and there's a lot of rape. There's a lot of things that go on that nobody but God will know because it's too humiliating to tell. And
several nights a week, I was taken out of my home with my parents not knowing, and taken and delivered to very nice, beautiful, upscale homes where men would use me all night long. And then they would take me back home, and I would sneak back inside and go to sleep for a few hours and go to school the next day.
There's not really a way out. A lot of times the way out is death from ODing or suicide, or even the pimp gets mad and kills the girl.
I think that we try, a lot of us, to succeed in life and live in beautiful areas where there's good schools, and we think our kids are safe, and we think we're exempt from that. But my story and a lot of others I've met shows that this can happen in any zip code.